y'all, so welcome back in the garage again. So I mentioned this in the previous video that I do a walk around of the truck, show you everything that I've done to it, you know, show you all the modifications, etc. So truck's outside, so I'm gonna walk you through that right now. All right, so walking out to it, you can see I have the 20x10 wheels right there, the XD series with the 33-inch off-road tires. Total in all is about $1,100 for those, for all four wheels. They do look nice. It did fit the wheel well better, I think, in my opinion. The stock tires, once I put the front leveling on it, it kind of made it look very tiny, and the wheel wells also from the factory, I think that they look very small. They have a negative 12 offset, I believe. So yeah, they kind of line up perfectly. I'll show you exactly how that kind of looks with the fender flares. So the fender flares right here, I got the matte. They're just the unpainted right here from American Trucks. They have the silver studs in them, so you can see kind of adds a little accent points, I think. And then they cover the tires almost perfectly once you see right there. So the tires poke just a little bit out from the fender flares, which doesn't look too bad at all. And it kind of squats the truck a little. It makes this truck look a little shorter and a little wider. So when you look at it from the front, it kind of looks like it's a little bit wider and kind of fills out the truck a little bit more. Move into the suspension. Oh, and these fender flares were about $500 or so from American Trucks, and they were like $490 something. Moving to the front suspension, so I have the Fox Performance Series coilovers. As you can see them right there. They come with stock with a 2-inch. However, I did level them up to 2.5 just to make the front more level. But as you saw in my previous video, they did go a little too high, so I had to put some spacers in. This is what the rear component looks like of it right here. All in all, that's like $1,300. I got it from American Trucks as well. So moving to the underneath, as you saw, there is the rear block lifter right there in my previous video with the rear axle. Those cost me $80 from eBay Motors. Just a aftermarket cheap AutoZone and short antenna right there with the coil over for with the wire to boost the signal. Obviously the front license plate bracket right there, you saw the previous video on the truck. Obviously put a steering wheel cover on it. And then let's take you into the hood, underneath the hood. All right, so looking underneath the hood, the first thing I did to it was the JLT oil separator I got from American Trucks as well. The catch can here, really easy install, not too difficult, but it's gonna help the quality of life of your engine. The second one I did for in here in the engine bay is the AFE air intake. So there's the air system here, so it comes with both tubes and the connector, as well as this top compartment here and the 2 air filters. This is the stock bottom piece here that all this goes onto, and then I replaced the stock intake right here with the AFE as well. So all in all, this was about a little over $500 for that air system, and then the separator I think was just over $100. But that's all I've done to the engine so far. Probably not going to do too much, just because, I mean, it is a truck. It's not like a race car or anything like that. So I'm not trying to like make it souped up. So moving to the interior, I have, as I mentioned, the steering wheel cover, these front seat covers. I used to have the matching back, but it got ripped up. The Army will do that with all the gear and stuff. So I got to get a new one. I do have some custom fit floorboards here, and then for the back, just to help kind of get a little bit of protection when I come back from the field. The other thing I did is this bottom piece here. So this, when you're looking at it from the factory, it only comes with this back here, this little back compartment. I got this off American Trucks. I don't remember the brand. It is Duha. I think it was like $200, and it just bolts right here, and then a couple more spots down there, and it adds a whole nother level of storage. So that way, when it's closed, you can't even tell it looks flush. Before, I was just sticking my stuff like underneath the seat here, and it kind of looked tacky. It would shift everywhere. So there's a nice little thing that you can just add a little extra storage, keeps everything organized, and you know, kind of set in there. All right, yeah, so you saw not many modifications. I had just like 3 to the interior, nothing big, nothing fancy, to help storage space. Some mats, steering wheel cover, seat covers, you know what I mean, just kind of standard stuff. The interior under the seat cover by Duha, that was amazing. I love it, use it all the time. As you see, it has stuff in there. It helped clean up the back seat so much. For the wheels and tires and suspension, that was my big thing. So I do like the Fox suspension. It's taken a while to break in, but I can feel it breaking in, and I do like it. It does handle a lot better, in my opinion. The negative offset on the tires, the fender flares, I think it looks really good. I think it kind of widens the stance of the truck just by pulling the wheels out. The fender flares coming out kind of widens the stance of the truck, and then with the 2.5 in the front and then that 1-inch block kind of raises it up a little bit, so it kind of widens and raises and makes the truck, in my opinion, look a little more proportionate. I think from the factory it looks good, but it's kind of a little narrow, especially when you're talking about like the Silverado with the big front grille that's you know, really long, really tall in the front and wide, kind of makes it look wide. Whereas the F-150 makes it look a little bit more sleek in comparison, so I like that it widens it out, and then with the lift kind of you know, raises it. The rear blocks, super cheap. That was my first eBay motor product for the truck. Then the license plate was the second, so I've had really good experience with them. Everything else has been from AmericanTrucks.com. Really like them a lot. They everything I need on there pretty much, minus like a few things. Just, you know, because of the backlog of parts and stuff like that, they didn't have the rear blocks in stock. It was like a 12-week wait, whereas eBay Motors had it. Then again, it's not like any name brand or anything, so you do get that. But under the hood, the separator, the air intake, those are really the only 2 things that I plan on doing to it right now, just because like adding bigger turbos and all that kind of stuff doesn't seem really worth it to me for, you know, a 2.7 liter. But it does do exactly what it needs to do. Pulls my motorcycles, decent speed. I do need to get it tuned. So that moves into the last few things that I want to do. Some will take me some time just because of price, some not so much. So I do want to put the Borak, I'm going to put exhaust on it. I think it's, I don't want to say it's a Borla Attack, I think. They sell on American Trucks. It's like $1,300, $1,400, I think. But don't quote me on it. It is pricey, but it will make the truck sound a little better. And then I need to get a tuner for it. So most tuners I've seen are like $300 to $600. So a little pricey, but once I get it tuned, it'll work a little better. Right now, you can hear the air intake through the AFE, and you can feel like, you can hear that air intake into the engine, and you can tell that it wants to go, but it's just a little bit lag. It's not tuned right at all. So I got to do that. So those are the only 2 things I'm really looking to do. And then I want to put LED lights on as well, headlights, and then tail lights. Those are a little expensive, and the wife's kind of getting on to me about spending money on bikes and all that kind of stuff. And then I do have a phone mount already coming for the truck. So it's combo. It's going to be a rock form phone case for my phone. I have an iPhone 12 Pro Max. And then they make phone mounts for the car and for motorcycle. So I have one coming for the motorcycle and one coming for the truck. So once I get that, there'll be a video on the rock form and everything like that. So, but yeah, that's everything I've done to the truck so far. The few things that I want to do to it. It is my daily driver right now and all that kind of stuff. So anything I do to it has to be done in one day or over a weekend. So I get back to work on Monday. But anyway, I hope that you like what you saw. If you have any recommendations for me, I'm not a huge truck and car guy. I'm more of a motorcycle dude. So I'm just now breaking into trucks. Not that it all matters because electric vehicles are going to kill all of it anyway. But, you know, hey, whatever. Maybe they'll get smart and actually use hydrogen because, you know, hydrogen is the most abundant molecule in the universe. So, you know, whatever. Sorry. Not the most, but I think it is the most. I don't know. Might be after nitrogen. Been out of school for a while. But anyway. So, yeah, I was right. So hydrogen is the most abundant molecule in the universe. Nitrogen is the most abundant in our atmosphere. Sorry. Almost, my Baylor education almost failed me there. But yeah, so I hope what you like what you saw. Stay tuned for more content. And yeah, let me know what you want to see. So like, comment, subscribe. See y'all in the next one.